Boom. Let's have a quadratic equation and you need to complete the square. So I just had time to drink some water and come back. So completing the square is like this. You have a quadratic equation, 2x squared plus, let me say, let me make this about 6x. Let me make this plus 5. First thing here, remember there are two methods to complete any square. Two methods. There's basically the natural method of just really completing the square for real, or you could use a kind of book, the formula method, kind of formula vibes, right? Right. So it'll be 2 into x squared plus 6 over 2x plus 5. What I did there was factorize all the 2 from these two terms. So the 2 is on the outside here. Yeah, go to say bootleg. And then what I need to do is insert a number. I can't eat this cashew nuts and talk at the same time. Yes, I that. But I really want to eat it. It isn't so good. Alright. Okay, so I have 2x squared plus 6 over 2x, and I'm putting in a number there, right? The number I'm going to put in there is half of this number squared. That's the rule. And I explained this in depth already. So that's going to be 36 over 4. Because, well, actually 36 over 16. Half of this is 6 over 4. And if I square that, so let me not play games here. The best thing to do is if you have this, it can break down to 3x, and half of 3, so it'll be 3 over 2 squared, which will be like 9 over 4. So you can do it like that as well. Instead of, I can't really see how much people online. I just give me a moment. Let me just fix this. Refresh chat. Load up this here. Because I'm not seeing the chat and I need to make sure I'm back online for real. People vex how I just relax and eating cashew nuts and then panicking and stressing out here. Alright, so apparently we have 347 people back live. People here break and go now. Right, so we need live. So I'm back. So I can let people on Instagram know we're back and we're moving at some more pace this time. Now when we're watching through so and so as much, so I would believe, and as a teacher, you always know in your back of your mind when you're leaving out some of the people. You're leaving out some of the slower people, so you're like, I need to go back and help them. But we're in the end game here and we're just pushing. So if I leave you out, you know what you have to do. You have to go and check the other videos, right? Plus 5, and you're multiplying by this, so it'll be 2 by that. But you need to take it away, so it'll be 18 over 4. Or I could have just let the 2 cancel, the 4 there, that's a little better. So this will be 9 over 2. And this is going to be 2 by x squared plus, and I'm going to use half of this, and then I'll take away the squared now, plus 3 over 2. Let that be squared. Now, so that's the answer there. And 5 take away 9 over 2. 5 take away 9 over 2. I can do it like this. I can say this is 10 over 2. Take away 9 over 2. So this is like 1 over 2. Plus 1 over 2, right? So this is like completing square the natural method. Let's look at that. Let's look at the question. Let me find a question, and we'll solve the question. And I'll show you the easier method for like if you are struggling as a student with completing the square. So what I'm looking for here is to try and find a question. But you know these questions, they start to hide the minute you start to look for them. The questions hiding. So what I'm going to do next is the area and volume question that's killing everybody these days. after I mash up some completing the squares question, I'm going to do the area and volumes question. If I complete any square question, could just show up quickly, please? I can't handle this. Right, well, then we need to go back in the past. Anytime these people starting to play the fool, we go back in the past, pull up some of the big guns. Big guns. 7, 8, 9. Factorize, completely expand, express. Boom. So we get to see a full completing the square question here. Thank the Lord. Y'all, within the last day, within the last 24 hours, 100,000 people, or 100,000 views, which would maybe about 50,000 unique viewers was on the channel. Can you imagine that? So we want to expand. This is the question here. This is the full question. It's a little tiny, so I'm gonna load it up in the next slide again, and I'm gonna make it a little bigger. So now let's just make this white. Right. So we have this, and we need to express it in the completing the square form. Now the form they're using these days is normally ax plus h to b squared plus k. So I'm going to use h and k, right? Just so that you all will have an idea of what is going on. I'm going to use h and k. Could you all please take a screenshot and just invite your friends back on to the live in case they're missing it. I decided to come back early because I mean it's the last day before exams. My voice real hurting, but we had to try and give it the push. So we have 2x squared plus 4x minus 5. So I'm going to we're changing this into this form, right? Ax plus h to b squared plus k. Where the a, the h, and the k are, this just means real numbers. So I'm going to use the natural method. First thing, I'll pull out the 2. So I have x squared plus 4 over 2x. Take away 5. Then I'm going to insert, well, I could break down that 4 over 2, right? So I'll break it down one time. 4 over 2 is actually 2x minus 5. So now I'm going to insert half of that squared. Half of 2 is 1, squared is 1. So I inserted that there. And now I need to take back out whatever I insert. So 2 by 1 is 2. So I'm taking back out 2. So this one is actually working out nice. And then I'm going to put half of this here. Half of 2 is 1. This one is working out very nice. I don't have to put the squared this time. 1, put squared, negative 7. So the squared comes on the outside. So this is the answer here. Anybody express that answer? Everybody good with that answer? So if you're lost with this method, most people, I'll say maybe 80% of people, because completing the square is sometimes challenging for the CSE students, they use a formula method. And I have the formula method on my channel as well. So if you're lost with that method, you could go ahead with this formula method, where h is going to be equal to b over 2a, and you know this is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So h is going to be equal to b over 2a, which is 4 over 2 by 2, which is 4 over 4, which is 1. And are you seeing that that's 1 over there? Remember, I want to put it in this. I want to put it in 2x plus h to be squared plus k form, right? So writing it back over now. So far I have the 2 because that is, sorry, I put 2 out there. It should be a. This is a. I have the 2 because I mean that's a. We already know a. I put x and I take this h and put it there. Already found for h plus 1 to be squared. So I just need to find for k now what k is. So k is going to be equal to c minus b squared over 4a. Some people know it as 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Whatever floats your boat. Hey, I'll ease up with you commenting on my next videos now, man. For b What's that I was doing? C minus B squared over 4A. So negative 5 minus B squared. 4 squared is, let me put it even over 4 by 2. So it's negative 5 minus 16 over 8. So it's equal to negative 5 minus 2, which is equal to negative 7. So if I substitute negative 7 here, these will cancel. So in the end, this is just going to be negative 7. Alright. Excuse me again. Rate completing the square out of 10, please, chat. Can you rate completing the square out of 10? Go ahead and rate completing the square out of 10 and how much you know it. And with that, I will know whether to run the next one again. Rate completing the square out of 10. 10 meaning you know it perfectly. 0 meaning, so I ain't no more head from or toe in that. 5 meaning you're starting to catch it. 6, 7, 8 mean 0, 0, 5, 8, 0, 5, 10, 5, 7, 7, 4, 5, 8, 10, 0, 7, 8, 10, 10, 5, 7. It's a little rough out here for completing this square. Completing this square and getting much love. You gain some love, but not much. So after you've completed this square, so it's in this form now. 2 into x plus 7. Remember, you could always go back and check my older videos. 2 into x plus 1, to be squared, take away 7. I'm going to write that a little better. I know I could pull out a little better handwriting here. A little better. Come on, Cohen, you can do it. Plus 1 squared, take away 7. They're asking us a series of questions. What's the series of questions they're asking us? I'll read it. If you can't see it, I'll read it. They ask us to state the equation of the axis of symmetry. The equation of the axis of symmetry is always going to be equal to, x is equal to negative h. That's the equation of the axis of symmetry. X is equal to negative h. So x is equal to negative 1 is the equation for the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry. What next? The axis to state the coordinates of the minimum point. The coordinates of the minimum point. Coordinates of the minimum point. I hope I'm numbering these things right here. State the coordinates of the minimum point. The coordinates of the minimum point are negative h, k. Alright, so this is going to be equal to negative 1, negative 7 as the coordinates of the minimum point. Then they are asking us to state the sketchy graph of f of x. Alright, I can't see the last bit of that question. Let me see if I can pull him up. Come on, questions. Time to shine. Time to shine. Sketch the graph of f of x. And on the graph, we want to see the minimum point and we want to see the axis of symmetry. Thank God they didn't ask you to see the roots. Because if they ask you to see the roots, you have a little more calculations to do. So, sketch the graph, show the minimum point and the axis of symmetry. By the way, c is negative 5. So we could get an idea where this graph is. So, since they didn't ask for the minimum point, well, they did ask for the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is what? Well, we got that to be x is equal to negative 1. X is equal to negative 1 and the minimum point is negative 1, negative 7. And we have 5. So it will be better for me to draw this line like this. And put negative 1 here. Put negative 7 here. This is the minimum point. Negative 5 will be here. That's why it cut in the x-axis. They didn't even ask for, the y-axis. They didn't even ask for that. So this is the sketch they're looking for. I'll try my best. Come on, bring out the best sketch in me. Come on. Oi, that's what they're looking for. Usually in your exam, they may ask you to state the roots as well. If they ask you to state the roots, you need to equate it to 0 and go on. Or you could go back. You could go you could take a little go back and look at how to get that. So the minimum point here, the minimum point is negative 1, negative 7, and obviously they ask us for the axis of symmetry as well. the axis of symmetry is going to be that. This is your axis of symmetry, which is x is equal to -1. That's the axis of symmetry. That's the two things the axis is to draw here. They didn't ask you to do anything more. So I would not do anything more, because finding these roots is take a little while. It's not that hard, but it's take a little while. Alright, let's go forward. The next thing that I set to do, let me spot this. Let me spot this. Spot. Where is this? Velocity time graphs. We want to touch on velocity time graphs, just a little touch on that. Velocity time graphs, speed time graphs, things. So yeah, we can do vectors. Somebody find a velocity times graph question. Why say E10 cash you not see? Find a velocity time graphs question and put it in the live. Cash you not see, so you're a good boy. Somebody say 29, big question. May 2011, May 2018. May 2011, May 2018. May 2011, May 2018. I think this in May 2014. May 2016. So one of them must be correct. Somebody saying May 2019. That's a good try. And then you make me pull out the May 2019. I don't have it. Don't ask me if I have it. I don't have it. May 2014. So let's take a look at the May 2014 because I find I see that one shot the most. So let me find May 2014. Let's do that paper May 2014. May 2014. The set of a velocity time graph in you, boy. There we see. Scroll. And then let me take it back up to 1,000 now. And when people go on and sleep. We'll see if we can pull it back up to 1,000. And the views there. Ball is thrown up, right? Book back, bang, bang, but. Right. In the meanwhile, see if I can get a distance time graph too. So let's just go there. Up. This is me. This is the me question here. A ball is thrown vertically upwards. The height is 8 meters off the ground after 3 seconds. This is a kind of hard one, boy. Using 2 centimeters to represent plot a graph to show the height of the ball during the first 5 seconds. So they want you to plot the height, and then they want you to talk about the average speed of the ball during the first 2 seconds. And then the speed of the ball when t is equal to 3 seconds. So this one kind of different. This is not a traditional one, but we can do it just in case it come like this. This one kind of different. So it have a graph to plot. Graphs just take the time to plot, especially when you're doing it with penciling and these things. Now we try U. And how much we had to go up to on that each, but we had to go up to plot a graph of we had to go up to 90. Obviously, I'm using my own scale. You would have to stick to their scale, because you have to stick to their scale. And I'll say this is 10, 20, 30, 40. Please make it to 90. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So this is just graph plotting here. Nothing too hard. This as I say, this question kind of different. It's not very traditional, and they count up to 6. Earlier. So let me do doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Me know who tell me to stretch out this graph so long enough, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So So now we just plotting the points 0, 0, 1, 50. So 0, 0, then we're doing 1 to 50. Then we're doing 2 to 80. 2 to 80. Then we're doing 3 to 90. 3 to 90. Hopefully you're following. Then, so you see that ball, so it kind of doing a kind of circle, semi-demi. Then we're doing 2, I'm going backwards, 4 to 80. With the ball falling back down earlier, the ball falling back down. Then you're going back down to 50. And then you're hitting back 0. So the ball fall back down. The ball went in a perfect semi-demi thing there. People sleepy, boy. People sleepy. Always sleepy, boy. So we're going like this. I miss a whole point. I miss a whole point then because I had the whole graph get squashed. Something wrong with that point. That point wrong. That's why I'm missing them. That point's supposed to be across by a little bit. Pay more like here, so. Some stop right there, so. Right, and they're going so. Boom. So that's the graph you're looking at. That graph looking sweet. Ting. Right, the average speed of the ball during the first 2 seconds. Well, they say using your graph. Well, you know, average speed. Average speed is, you don't need to know not more differentiation or anything. So average speed is distance over time. The distance in the first 2 seconds was 80. 80, it took 80, right? And it took 2 seconds, so 80 over 2. And you have 40 meters per second. So that's the answer for here. And the speed of the ball when t is equal to 3 seconds. When t is equal to 3 seconds, what is the speed? Well, you see, when you look up here, the ball not going up anymore, but it's not falling down at the same time. The ball which this here is called the maximum point, sorry. This is the maximum point. And at the maximum point, you should know that here, the speed is equal to 0. So at this point here, the speed is equal to 0. The speed of the ball at 3 seconds, the speed is equal to 0. Alright, so that's that question. Let me see if we can pull out another one, or let me pull out the next one. Or let me pull out the next one, or yeah, we to do an easy question. Let me do a little easy question, and then we'll go back. Let me touch a little easy question. What do you feel? What do you say? Alright, let's do the question before that, on the same here. Let me just do that question before we'll go back into velocity time again, and area and the graph and thing. But let's just do the question before, so that, and I seeing people in the chat getting real frightened and thing, and I know it have some people who didn't, some people which way finish the whole syllabus and thing, and some people because of the school they'll finish the syllabus, stuff like that. Maybe a class was one of those kind of classes. Boom, 2 functions are defined like that. So let me see if we can do this question. This is a easier hard question. It's still in the section 2, but it's a little easier. So say the values of x for which f of x is undefined. What does that mean? That undefined, anytime you see that undefined coming through, so anytime you see that undefined coming through, so it mean when this denominator is equal to 0, because you can't divide by 0. You can't divide by 0. Y'all don't forget to press like on the live. Let the live get some energy, get some juice. The more like and more comments and more shares and thing online y'all do, is the more people will see it and more people will get help. And it's all about helping as many people as possible. So the value where f of x is undefined, you want the value when x plus 1 is equal to 0, or the denominator is equal. So if it was x plus 3 in the denominator, Here I put x plus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to negative 3, but it's not x plus 3 in the denominator. It's actually x plus 1 in the denominator. So for undefined, denominator equals 0, so x is equal to negative 1. You get a mark there. Calculate the value of gf of 5. Now, when they give you the number already, you can plug in the 5 into this, get an answer, and then plug it into that. That's probably the easier thing to do. If they didn't give you a number, if they give you gf of x, and they said x, well then they need to take the whole of f of x and put it inside here. The whole thing, and put it inside here. And then you just mash your bricks there when you simplify it. But since they give you gf of 5, the best thing to do is find f of 5, because you see f is closest to the 5, right? So you find f of 5, f of 5 is going to be 2 by 5 plus 7, 5 plus 1. So this is going to be 17 over 6. Because 2 by 5 is 10 plus 7 plus 5 plus 1. Let's see in a day. Let's see in a day. Alright. So we end up with 17 over 6. So now that we have this 17 over 6, you could go up so better. Now that we have this 17 over 6, we're going to take this value and plug it into here. See what we get. So g of, so at least saving me so I'll not be so lost tomorrow. Yeah, well then. G of 17 over 6 now. G of 17 over 6 now would be equal to 4 by 17 over 6 plus 3. What really happening here, boy? So this could get a little cancel taking place here, please. I don't like how this question turning out. Why it turning out so weird? That's what I want to say. Weird. I don't watch how you're using certain words here. You want to offend nobody. Alright, so 5 plus 1, 2 by 5, 10 plus 17 by 2. Yeah, well, it is what it is. So 6, so this is 2 over 3, so 2 by 17. Well, you just put this in your calculator and let your calculator eat it up. So you'll end up with 34 over 3 plus 3. 34 over 3 plus 3. So you're going to end up with, what it is, 43 over 9, 43 over 3, sorry. 43 over 3. I think that's where you're going to get 43 over 3, which is the same as 14 and a third. Yeah, that's the same as 14 and a third. Right? Look what Elias concentrate on now, boy. Why Elias get distracted so easy? Anyway, I can't say that because Isa man is get distracted as well. Alright. Let's look at the next question. Once we at it, let me just touch back the circle theorems question too now. Again, a little all kind of thing taking place here, boy. We just touch back the circle theorem question here. In the meanwhile, or you could just, while start pulling up the question, or you could just snap it and throw it out on your Instagram. Don't forget to press like on the video, the usual thing. Do all the things what you're supposed to do to help the channel and thing. I think we just do this one. If we just do this one, sorry. But that's the question, and let me see what angles we need to find. BOE. So we need to find BOE. So let's start figuring out how we're going to find angle BOE. Then we need to find OED. Or you like the pace I'm moving at? Or you want me to move even faster? Or this is good. BFE. So BOE. We need to find where BOE is. BOE is that angle there. Alright, that I F inverse in the last question. That I inverse in the last question. Find the value of F inverse. We'll come back to that then. We'll come back to that. You're helping a lot. Move faster. Slow, hurry up thing. I see now balance there. We're moving at the same speed, right? So that's the angle we're looking at. So we'll come back to that inverse question. We want BOE. We want this angle here. So that kind of threw into the fire there for that angle already. Let me see if anybody able to find it and show me why. Alright, I see I'm moving faster, so I will explain that angle there as soon as I figure out what the angle actually is. Yeah, okay. Right. So we want angle BOE. So this is 20 and this is 20 degrees as well, because it's an isosceles triangle. So if this is 20 and this is 20, it adds up to give you 40. So it means the remaining angle outside here is 140 degrees inside there, right? Because it must add up to give you 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle, the base angles in an isosceles triangle are equal, and angles in a triangle add up to give you 180 degrees. So this is 140 degrees. Now OED is that angle there. What is this angle here? Well, you know 42 would be equal to this 42 here. So if you found this to be 20 degrees, it means that this here must be 22 degrees to add up to make it 42 degrees. So you'll talk about your alternate angle, alternate segment theorem, and then you'll take away 42 degrees, take away 20 degrees, and you'll get 22 degrees for that. And BFE is this angle here. BFE is this angle over here. If I'm moving too fast for you, you need to check back in some of my earlier videos and ease up on the live and just keep check, or I don't know, watch the live and the videos at the same time if you see something in the live that come up important. BFE is this angle over here. Let's see if you can find BFE. What technique are we going to use to find BFE now? Well, the fastest way I'm seeing to find BFE, I could be wrong, it could be a faster way. The fastest way I'm seeing is to let this angle be 70 degrees, since angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. And if this is 70 degrees, it's opposite in a cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degrees. So this means BFE must be 110 degrees. 110 degrees. Alright, so now we could go back to the F inverse in this question here. F inverse. Oh, that's a hard one. So let me just screenshot this. Snap. Snap a tap 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 tap. Snap a tip 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 tip. So you're gonna find the inverse of this. Pay attention to this. The chances of this kind of inverse coming for your exam is very high. The chances of this inverse. Why this had to come out sideways? So boy. Ah boy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do the whole process here. The thing do not want to come out. Hey, what going on here, boy? I'm trying to put it down properly and you're doing all kind of thing, boy. Take it easy. It's a little smaller here, we gotta live with that. So f of x is equal to 2x plus 7. So you let f of x, or you let y be equal to f of x. This is the way you're taught to do this in school. So you just replace that there. Then what you say? What do you say? What do you say? You say interchanging variables. Interchanging variables. So now you'll have x is equal to 2 by y plus 7 over x plus 1. No, not x plus 1. Y plus 1. In other words, anyway you see x get turned into y, anyway you see y get turned into x. And now you say make y the subject of the formula. Make this y the subject of the formula. Now I just write s of x because I'm feeling to write no such a thing here. So let's proceed to do that. The first thing I'll do is multiply the denominator by this side. So I'll have x by y plus 1. The denominator came up, right? 2y plus 7. Then I'll multiply that x into the brackets. So I'll have xy plus x is equal to 2y plus 7. Then I'll bring this y across and I'll bring this x across over there because I want the y's to line by each other. I want the y's to stay by each other. So I'll have xy plus 2y is equal to 7 take away x. This x came across and it turned to negative. Now the next step, now remember this inverse, this is the hardest way the inverse could come, right? This is the hardest way the inverse could come. So you're going to take out the y, so you're going to be y into x plus 2. Y into x plus 2. Because I factorize out y here. And I'll just leave the 7 minus x to behave itself in the corner there. And I'm done because the y is by itself. Now I can just divide by that x plus 2. And then I can write therefore f inverse of x is equal to, I make a mistake? Two, I must be oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Thank you, my people. Yeah, so that is second mistake for the night. I just leave that in there to make sure I'm paying attention. That is the paying attention. That's the paying attention mistake. Alright, so duck, somebody tell me duck. So you see now f inverse of x there. And then you just say f inverse of x is now going to be equal to that. And we basically done there, right? Story, if so making mistake, then I go study. If so making mistake, I go make. Nah, I ain't gonna make no mistake. And what I need to do is check over your question. Like when I check over this, you need to go get good at checking over and spotting mistakes. Alright, next question. So we're looking to see if we could find a next velocity time graph question. And I just spotted one here, so let me snap this. I hope there's maths and add maths. Next time I pull out that add maths question and I'll here. That would be funny. So what they did in this question is they gave us a big whole graph. They gave us a graph here. Alright, so take a look at that graph. Please tell me why the max speed is 0. So you head looking. Well, I can see on YouTube you are doing just right. So what year? What year is this? This year is 2010. I don't know whether it's me or thing. And they ask us a whole heap of things. About this graph. So as I do the questions, you'll get to understand a little bit more about velocity time graphs or speed time graphs. So you'll use the word speed, right? If you'll hear me saying velocity, I really meant to say speed, right? Velocity is just a vector quantity where speed is concerned. So I'll read this in case you can't see it. The diagram below shows the speed time graph of the motion of an athlete during a race. And here we can see the athlete he start off and then he accelerate uniformly. I don't know how he do that. Y'all, my head just blocking a tiny piece right here. So, oh gosh, ease me up now, man. And then the athlete hold out a max speed there. So it's like he run up, he get faster. Then he hold out a max speed. And then he slow back down. So yeah, what that person say there, what Hinata Uzumaki say there, oh, interesting name, somebody in the anime. What she said there is true. A lot of the things you're asking me for already on my channel, and you just need to look it up and you'll see it in a nice slow format for you. Alright, so yeah, so we're going forward. Ignore some people will just make some trollish comments. But when you're helping people on the internet, you have to take the good and the bad too. So I know majority of the students watching here benefiting a lot from this. Alright, so that comment is exactly like what Hinata Uzumaki would say. The diagram below shows the speed time graph of the motion of an athlete during a race. And then they ask us a whole heap of things. The maximum speed. The maximum speed is here because it reached the top. So that is 12 meters per second from the graph, right? Using the graph. And the number of seconds for which the speed was constant. Well, the speed was constant during this period here. From here, it's holding a constant speed. And you see that because it's holding constant like that. The gradient is constant. So you need to see when it starts. It starts at 6 and it finishes at 10. So 10 take away 6 is 4 seconds. Right, I was wondering why I'm not seeing the answers. And the total distance covered by the athlete during the race. So this part is a little tricky because if you look here, you're not seeing anything about distance. But what you're supposed to know is draw back in your brain and remember when your teacher said that in a speed time graph, underneath the graph, that is the distance in a speed time graph. So you need to find the area underneath that graph. And if you look carefully, and my head is not blocking the graph, if you look carefully, you will notice that that area is actually a trapezium. Now, some people don't know how to find the area of a trapezium, so they end up finding the area of two triangles and a rectangle. But the area of a trapezium is half A plus B by H. So apart from the area of a triangle, the area of a square, area of a circle, the next most important shape that is come all the time is the area of a trapezium. It's hard for me to do construction questions in the live because you wouldn't get to see like a protractor and a compass being used. Half A plus B, so the half, let me work it out right here on the graph. Half A plus B, A, let's make this side called A and let's make this side called B. B is 13, right? And we already worked out that A is 4 seconds. So it's really a half of 4 plus 13 multiplied by the height, which is 12. Now this is not B, this is 13. I just write it kind of weird. Okay, 13 plus, so it's 17 over 2 multiplied by 12. So you'll end up with basically 6 by 17. 6 by 17, 102. People saying 102. And you use the unit here, meters. Right? 102 meters. Alright. During which time period of the race was the speed of the athlete increasing? So here they're going to ask you a little bit of things to see if you understand how to interpret the speed time graph properly. They're asking you during which time the speed of the athlete was increasing, during which time the speed of the athlete was decreasing, and when the acceleration was 0. Well, his speed is increasing here, his speed is decreasing here, and his acceleration is 0 here. So that's very, very simple there. Now, Tifa, Sentio, Asia, I'm not ignoring your question, I'm not ignoring your request, but you'll have to look up my videos on this topic because we had to keep moving. Right? Remember, this is the end game now. We can't just keep going over and explaining one topic over and over with the last section. Right? So let's look at the next question, maybe from the same paper. Let me scroll down and see if I'm seeing anything interesting here. Oh, I see now very interesting angle of elevation question here. My gosh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty, y'all. Oops. Boom. Earlier, if you're not so good in angle of elevation, better you go and revise something else. Because when you see this question and thing, you're going to just, depress you. So, and you could still pass maths if you don't know, even if you don't know this by doing good in your other topics, in your first topics, right? Remember that there's so many other stuff on my channel. I'm doing the hard questions here. So if I don't do anything on paper 2 and I do a little on paper 1 with my SBA, can I get a good grade? If you don't do anything on paper 2, you will just fail. You still need to kind of perform in paper 2. Kind of perform, especially in the section 1. CSEC go ask me for my name and I go put Cohen Springer. Teach me that. The diagram not drawn to scale shows a vertical flagpole FT with its foot. So we have FT there. So this question will take a little time to do. And we have the vertical, let me read through the question. Not drawn to scale, so FT is the vertical flagpole with its foot at F, right? On a horizontal plane, EFG. So this is like the ground. Yeah. That's like the ground there, the horizontal plane. And ET and GT are wires which support the flagpole. So it's like, you ever see them electricity wires? Them holding up the pole there now, boy. They're supporting the pole. Like a good friend. Are there any good friends? Shout out the name of your good friend now, boy. You're going and do your maths with your friend and them. The angle of elevation of T from G is 55, and they wrote it in for you. T from G is 55. Angle of elevation is taken with the horizontal. EF is equal to 8. EF is equal to 8. Men really jumping out the name of their friend. And a man per weed. Curry. Shrek. Shrek is your friend. Curry Chicken is your friend. Cohen Springer is my good friend. Big up. Alright, they're going too fast now. They're going too fast. Pancakes is my friend. Tomorrow is maths CXC. Yeah, they're real creative. I get that. Although some are rude, no tail, they're rude, but some are real creative. FG is equal to CM. is equal to 6. Alright, they're just going in with some lengths and some things. So let's go into, and all of the things they give us listed on the graph here. So let's go into the questions and see what it is they want from us. What do you want from us, CXC? So the first thing they want is the height ft of the flagpole. They want this height here. And remember, this is a section 2 question. So you're looking out for sine rule, cosine rule. You're looking out for maybe area of the triangle that we did just now, about 2 hours ago. But you can also get Pythagoras theorem and SOHCAHTOA sneaking inside here. Pythagoras theorem is have a habit of being inside everything. It's like salt. Alright. So ft. Right. So I'm seeing this triangle here. You're seeing this triangle. I'm isolating it. There's this triangle here. If I draw the triangle, this is 55, this is 6, and they're asking us to find this. And it's a right angle triangle. What does that mean? That means we can use a ratio of this side to that. What ratio will you use? Sine, cosine, or tangent? And there, Melanie said it, tan. Salting on the wing is not one of the ratios. It is not an acceptable ratio. You're not going to use the sine rule. You're going to use tan. Right? So you're going to pull out tan because this is the opposite and this is the adjacent to the angle. And you remember SOHCAHTOA. Tan is opposite over adjacent. So you're going to say tan of 55 degrees is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, which is equal to opposite is actually, oh, that is what we're trying to find. So the opposite is what we're trying to find. So the opposite is ft, F capital T. And the adjacent was given as 6. And the tan of 55 is something. Tan of 55. This is actually a question that has come up in your multiple choice kind of way. 6 tan 55, and we did some of this last night or night before. 6 tan 55 is the answer. What are you getting for that? I seen 8 point something. 8.6. Oh, my head doing my head. Oh my gosh. Pull that across sooner, man. A little blocking coming on your way, boy. So 6 by tan of 55. People getting 8.6 and 8.5. I think the answer is 8.568. We'll leave it like that. They didn't say to any significant figures. Just 3 significant figures earlier. They say to 3 significant figures. So anytime you're thinking how to express this, make sure you check back and see how many significant figures they say. So it looked like it's at 8.57. What it is really. I'll you tell me what it is to 3 significant figures before I pull out my calculator. Make sure you calculate it. It's 8.57. I've seen people saying 8.57. I think it's at 8.57 because there were 8 here. But I just using the answer. So if anybody watching this afterwards and the answer off by a point or anything, I just using the answer that these people say. Yeah, the trusty Caribbean students here. So that's FT. Let me see how much marks they just gave me for that. Alright, I don't have it. So the length of EG now is what we want. We did the first part. What next do you want for us to do, CXC? You want us to find the length of EG. The length of EG, where's EG? E to G is here. So that's a little weird. But the thing is, it's not a bad because as soon as you see it, you look for the triangle that's associated with it. So the triangle that is erasing off the other things because we already find it, right? 8.5, 8.57. So like you put you in the corner, so to just relax yourself, buddy. You just sit down there. Wow, how did that happen? Put you in the corner, so bam. But your friends them come back and your friends them just come back from the dead. And that thing is that. Right, so that 8.57 represents T. So what I want to do, I want to show you all how to spot the triangle that we're looking for. Remember, we're looking for EG. And this is the triangle there. And you're seeing a side there and a side there. So what are we going to use? What are we going to use, people? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What time are we wrapping up? We're looking to wrap up about 12. Because anytime I'm live, most people don't want to be on the live. And I think the rest of my channel have more concise points for you. Some people saying cosine rule, cosine rule, cosine rule, cosine rule, cosine rule, cosine rule. Yes, so we're going to use the cosine rule. So I'm wrapping up 12 to give people a chance to go and watch the other videos on my channel, so they wouldn't be stuck on the live, because I feel you can learn faster than some of the other videos on the channel. When at your own pace, you could just be skipping, right? Or replaying if you had to go it over. Some people like to go it over. So a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of capital A. So a squared, let's name them A, B. Oh, sorry, no. This is C. This is capital C. No. This is A. This is capital A. Mosquito, get my ease up now, brother. This is B. This is C. So A squared is equal to, and they're always giving us this, but sometimes they have to find the angle in it. Sometimes they have to find the angle. When you have to find the angle, it's B or C. So practice, look up a question when you have to find the angle, or check in your textbook, or trying to figure out what to do when you have to find the angle. 8 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 by 8 plus 8 by 6, which is 48, cos of A, cos of 120. So I'm going to put this whole thing in my calculator. Last time I worked it out part by part. Let's see if I can put the whole thing and get. Somebody using Pythagoras theorem to get 10. That's not correct. The reason we couldn't use Pythagoras theorem here is because this is at 120 degrees. I was thinking about it, but if it was a right angle, then we could use Pythagoras theorem and get 10 for here. But it's not. So everybody's saying 12.6, 12.7. Remember, we're doing the 3 significant figures. Remember, we're going to 3 significant figures. Let me put the whole thing in the calculator and see what I get. I just need to bring back up my calculator here. Bap, it's up. Now I can type on it. So we're in matrix mode from since last time. I'm pressing mode and pressing 1 to go back into the normal mode. Now I'm going to put 8 squared plus 6 squared plus 6 squared. And just to be sure, I'm going to put these two things in a bracket. Right? They separate from what we're going to do. So I'm putting these two things in a bracket here. This is to give you all a clean idea of what's happening. And this is going to be takeaway. No, not there. This is going to be takeaway, because we reach here now. Takeaway, and you're going to put 2. I can put this in a bracket 2 just to be clear. So this will be 2 times AB, 8 times 6. I can put 8 and 6, but I'm already seeing 8 times 6 in my mind. Right, let me put 8 times 6. And then also by the cos of, I could put multiply, or I could have just written cos of 120. Make sure my calculator is in degrees. 120. Close it up. I have to put extra brackets inside part brackets to open up over here. Understand? Then I press equal. I'm getting 148. I'm getting 148 degrees. But that's A squared, also known as EG. That's why we let EG be equal to. So A squared, also known as EG, is equal to 148 squared, right? If I want to find EG itself, is the square root of 148. So I just put now square root of answer, and I get, alright, they're giving me it in that kind of surd form, so I need to press S to D, this button over here, and I'll get 12.16. So the answer is actually 12.2, because they wanted 3 significant figures. Let me see some ratings in the chat if you're getting a little more clearer with angle of elevations and bearings. Let me see we rate angle of elevations and bearings out of 10. And then tell me what it is I want me to go to. What is the time right now? We have 22. We are half an hour again. Rate it out of 10. I still seen some zeros, boy. Wait. 10, 7, 9, 8, 0, 7, 6, 12.2, 10, 10, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. Wait. I'm failing. Cannot. You can't leave it in the surd form because they actually ask for it. Right, the people call for vectors. I feel like I could forget this whole thing and just go and eat them cashew nuts and just turn off this life and just That's me. Friends with our cashew nuts back there. Yes, man. Yes, I enjoy the simple things in life. Yes, I enjoy the simple things. Like this beautiful opportunity you're getting here to have fun on a maths exam. I didn't get any chance to do any maths exam again. I wish I could have come and do the maths exam for some one of you all. But you know, I'm not getting that fun. You getting the fun, so you now need to take advantage of that fun. Vectors. Here's a vectors question. Brian B. Harry never realized you living down by me. What you saying, but you don't know where I living by. So you give us thing. So, what fun. What fun. Why sexy so you? Y'all, don't forget to go and follow me on Instagram. Let my Instagram look nice and keep in contact with me for the exam season now. Maybe doing more videos on different subjects. And also, those who are going to do maths in upper 6 and stuff, I'm going to have online lessons. Those who not doing maths this year, sorry, not doing maths this January, this May, I need to do it for January or June. I'm going to have lessons, online lessons. Those things are going to be real good. Tiana Sankia, senior comment, beg for followers. Y'all, give me the follow. Give me the follow. Alright, so yeah, no, but the more people following me, the more people I can reach. My goal is kind of ridiculous. It's to teach the whole world, you know, to accomplish education, educating, encouraging, and entertaining. There's a little entertainment factor there. Anyway, let's go forward. Please do pure maths. Thing is Thanos. Say Thanos first. Somebody add somebody's what I pass. See, take big man. Yeah, go and find me on Instagram, Cohen Springer. Follow, thing, that. And don't forget to press like on this video, subscribe, share to your friends, thing. Alright, copy the diagram in your answer booklet and show the points M and N. Alright, so you need to find what M and N is. So you all can give me answers for this. We need to actually do this. Please move your calculator. Bap. Sorry about that. The calculator is out. So M and N are points on JK and JL respectively, such that JM is a third of JK. So J to M is a third of JK. So like if you had 3 divisions, understand? J to M is a third of JK. And in other exam, they express this in a real weird way that tie up real people. So, and I do it already. So hopefully I learn no other one. And J to N is a third of JL. So the same kind of setting taking place here. A third, right? J to N. Copy the diagram in your answer booklet and show the points M and N. So once you do that, you get 2 marks. That wasn't that bad. What's the next part? Let me see if you can snap the next part. Snap it. Plap. Snap. Alright, so we have you there now. So let's see if we can bring you for the people. I really hope this is helping somebody. I really hope this is helping at least one person. People going and sleep and thing. I really hope this is helping at least one person. Maybe somebody kinda know it and just freshening them back up. I'd hate to be doing things in vain here. Right, so given Jm is equal to U and Jn is equal to V, right, in terms of U and V an expression for Jk, Mn, Kl. Right, so we need to set Jm to U and Jn to V. So this is U and this is V. This is U, this is V. So now, right, in terms of U and V an expression for Jk. Jk will be 3U. Jk will be equal to 3U, right? If Jm is U and you're going to K now, which is like 3 times Jm, that's 2 Jk, right? So it will be equal to U. It will be equal to 3U. So we go to that. Let's try completing this square after. So are you passing by yellow tomorrow? Wait by yellow tomorrow. Why would I pass yellow tomorrow? I had a plait right here still. You had a plait here. You study more plait in your hair, boy. I mean, girl or boy, I don't know. m to n is this little piece here. I feel like I do this question 100 times. But to go from m to n, there's no known part here, so you need to take the unknown route, right? I mean, you need to take the known route, which would be like that, like this. So go down and then go forward on this direction. So you go backward on u and forward on v. So the answer is actually going to be negative u. It's going to be negative u but plus v. This could be neater, better expressed as v take away u. It's the same thing, right? And now we want to get KL, which is this part here. Now technically, if this is in thirds, it will be 3 times this. It will be 3 times that. Or you can just work it out. K to L. K to L will be negative 3u because you're going down that route and then you're going up this route. So you'll be positive 3v. Understand? Negative 3u plus 3v. So it's the same as 3 into v minus u. You could write it like that. Deduce two geometrical relationships between KL and MN. Can you clearly see that they are parallel? Can you clearly see that? Right. You can clearly see that they are parallel. They are parallel because, so after I do 1 or 2 more questions, I'm going to leave the live because I've seen some people need to go and study this. If I stay in the live, I'll stay watching and I'll stay confused. They need to go and study this and they still have time to learn it off. Me staying on the live is not helping you right now. I'm only helping certain people who kind of know it. So maybe doing a live right before exam for maths is not the ideal thing. Doing a live right before exam for geography would help me because geography is a memorizing subject and it's easy to understand. But doing a live right through a whole all-nighter before exam for maths may not be the ideal thing. I need to remember that. Alright, so parallel lines are related by a common scalar factor. A common scalar factor. Because we could clearly see that KL is actually equal to 3 times MN. And you can say common scalar. In this case, I'll use multiple instead of factor of 3. Now I can say common scalar factor still. Common scalar factor of 3. So and they just say to deduce, so therefore it's parallel, right? And also I can say this KL is 3 times MN. It's enlarging 3 times MN since you have a 3 here outside this, right? Alright, so that is the 2 geometrical relationships, the parallel, and one is the enlargement of the other one. Okay, let me touch something else. Let me touch something easier to help people who could recognize some of the things. So we do a little variation, and I'm going to do a pretend construction for y'all. A pretend construction. So we're doing a little easy thing here, but it's still tricky. So like it will still benefit people who feel like they know everything, but it will benefit people who feel like they're just barely passing and all these hard topics frightening them. So that's the question there, but I just want to put it a little bigger because there are people who like to complain all the time. Soups. I will read it. I'll read the missing one. So when y varies directly as the square of x, so y varies directly as the square of x, the variation is written like this: y is equal to kx squared, where k is a constant. So they didn't even ask you to do this. They could ask you to write this yourself, but they didn't. Given that y is 50 and x is 10, find the value of k. So oh my gosh. So they actually, normally they give it in a table like this and have X and Y, and they'll have a value here and a value there, and you need to plug it in and then you finish the rest of the table. But since they didn't and they gave it straight up, you just solve it straight up. So Y is 50. So you have 50 is equal to K by X squared, 10 squared. This means 50 is equal to K by 100. So K turns out to be a half, right? 50 over 100 is a half. I'll just kind of speed through that there. K turns out to be a half. Or 0.5 as Bradink. How I always see these names, boy. I have some real, I must say I have some really loyal subscribers here. K is equal to a half. The beating and singing and thing in the background and thing I hear now. I live in a very noisy neighborhood, right? There's always some dog barking, a cat thinging, my sons them fighting with each other or some kind of thing. They don't really fight with each other, they just be screaming on the place. And a Baptist church right across, so making noise right through the night, them don't stop right through the night. There's always some kind of thing, a piper doing something. It has some neighbor who's come out and quarreling the road over, so then them is come out and quarrel with them. So I live in Trinidad, these kind of things is happening. I live in Central. Alright, calculate the value of y when x is equal to 30. So we want the value of y when x is equal to 30. So this is what we'll do. We'll put y is equal to k by x squared. We set up the formula. Then we put y is equal to, remember k is a half, right? And x now is 30 squared. 30 squared is 900. So 900 divided by 2 is actually 450. Understand? Or half of 900 is 450. The place I live in is a real kind of thing. It always has somebody honing somebody. Sometimes it has the horner man home and the other man there, and them playing cards with each other and things. There's some real wild stuff has been going on inside this neighborhood. Measure and state the length of EF. Right, so okay, we done this part, we done that variations part, which was relatively easy compared to, because remember this is in section 1. Let's do the construction. Let me show you how I would do this construction question. Now you have to pretend like I'm using a projector and ruler here. So EG is 6. They already tell me it's a triangle EFG. EG is 6 and FEG. Well, let me start. The first thing I do is draw a sketch. So EG is 6. So I'll put EG is 6. FEG is 60. So FEG is 60. So let me put F up here now and make that 60 degrees there. So FEG is 60 and EGF is 90. EGF is 90. Alright, so F had to be up here actually, because F had to make 90 degrees. You had to make 90 degrees there. So now I get my sketch. I get how it's supposed to go in my mind. It's supposed to go like this, and 90 degrees here, and 60 degrees here, and 6 there. And this is F, this is E, this is G. So always make a little sketch, vibes it, make a little sketch, and then hit them the real thing now, man. Hit them the real thing. So let me put this on a brand new page. Right now this diagram doing the most. Right, so let me just go forward. So the first thing you do is do a baseline. You draw a baseline and try and make a baseline horizontal, straight. Show them that you can be straight now. Come on, man. Come down here, no pun intended. And then you darken your what's the length it had to be? 6 centimeters. That kind of small on a paper, So let you see that is 6 centimeters there. Bam. So this is your EG. This is your EG. Right? So I'll put that in red so he can get to feel special. Right. So that's EG. That is 6 centimeters there. And next up, now I don't know if we have some other. No, there's some measure and state the length of things. Now you always need to watch and see if they're asking you to do an additional construction later on. Like for example, if they're asking you to extend something like this, you'd have to know that so that you know how to size up your diagram. Because the worst is to draw a diagram and then see a diagram going into other parts into other questions and things because you didn't plan it out properly. Alright, so EG is 6, and then we need to construct a 60 degrees. We're constructing a 60 degrees. You stick your compass here, you make a curve, you stick your compass here, and you make the same curve using the same length. So once again, I think I'll do the compass actions in blue. You stick your compass here, and you make a curve. Nothing I can do to make this curve come out curvy, boy. Wait, sir. Alright, that's the best I think. You stick your compass where that curve cut the base here, and you make another curve using the same. I'm trying to kill this mosquito since Monday. You make the curve here, and that's where that point is cutting, is where you're gonna draw your next line coming up. So your next line coming up there, swoop, like this. Now, because something is happening here, I'm going to lie, well, not lie, but ratch and pretend that G was actually here, because I ran out of space now, boy. Let's see what happening there. So G is actually there. So now I'm extending this back here. Right, so let's pretend G was there. And now I'll show you how to construct the 90. So the 90 would be constructed. You put your compass there where you want the 90 to be. You make a nice curve. You come here, put your compass. Oh no, I'm not showing you that long method. Show them that long method by Cohen, boy. Nah, I'm just showing you the bisecting the 180 method. So you put your compass here, you make a curve. You can make a whole curve like that, but I'm not putting the inside. I'm not putting the inside part. I'm just putting the two outside, because that's all I need. Then you put your compass on this spot and on this spot, and you'll end up making two arcs like that. I should be using the word arcs instead of curve, but you know what? Curve. Jermaine in the chat. Jermaine, let me see what's going on with Jermaine there. Jermaine says something in the chat. I used to enjoy doing construction back in the days, boy. Jermaine, you really saved some lives, boy. Jermaine, you saved lives yesterday. Real people on Instagram tell me, sir, that recommendation saved me. So, thanks, brother. Thanks. So let's tell the man thanks. Right, so when you after you make the two arcs here, remember we stop our compass here, we make a curve there, and we got two arcs, two spots to stick our compass there. When you make that arc, we'll cut like this, and you just draw a line. You just draw a line straight up. You just draw a line straight up like this. Bam. Well, the line should be relatively straight. Like, pretend that the line went like this. You know, we're doing some like pretending things here. We pretending a lot here, man. And then you take your darker pencil and you just darken the entire shape now. And hopefully it darken and it come out pretty decent and on top of each other. So that's EFG. That's the shape there. And then the axis to measure and state the length. Excuse me, the length EF and the angle EFG. That's your compass going and do that talking. You come with your ruler first and you measure EF, and then the angle EFG. The angle EFG, remember your compass will come along here like that. Your protractor, sorry. And you're measuring the angle going up here. That's looking like about, I don't know what it is, by this estimating 30 degrees. Right? EFG. Yeah, it could be 30 degrees because this is 60 and this is 90, so it could be 30 degrees. But this is to measure and state, so make sure it's looking like 30 degrees on your graph. Alright, so somebody asked me to show how to construct a 35 degrees angle. You don't need to know how to do that. You don't need to know how to do that. So throw some ads on the video, and you see some ads, and then you see some ads. Ads will support the channel, so like pelt out some. Hopefully it come out. Alright, so that is it. That is the construction there. What you could do if you want to do a hard construction is look for the construction that has a triangle like this, and then makes you do a line, a perpendicular bisector coming down like this. That's our next point here. Remember, if you have to do a perpendicular line going down with the horizontal, you just make an arc like this and you cut. You use this and you cut here and here. Or you don't need to, you can make the arc go like this and you cut here and here to make two arcs and you just bring it down. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and look at my construction videos. Okay, what next? People want to see some matrices. People want to see some more matrices. Simultaneous equation, then matrices. Let's do a quick simultaneous equation for the people. Let's see if I can find a quick simultaneous equation for the people and do that in some matrices. So we'll do this quick simultaneous equation here just for some fun. Question 2 supposed to be food, eh? This is a question 2 question. Then after the matrices, I'm coming off the live. I want you all to go and revise, and not just watch me and be entertained. This could be kind of like procrastinating for some people. Yeah. So after I do the matrices very quickly, I'm coming off the live. Again, a bad feeling, a funny feeling. Like some people need to do more revision and they're really getting off of this. Alright. So equation 1, I want you all to do well. Equation 1, equation 2. What I'll do is just multiply equation. Some people train to multiply both by all kind of thing, but I'll just multiply equation 2 by 1 by 2, sorry. So this becomes 2x minus 4y equal 2. This is equation 3 now. So now these are the same, so I can subtract. So I can say equation 1 take away equation 2. And that's going to end up giving me 5y is equal to 9. Nobody didn't go on there, so we're going to sleep after. Yeah, are they going to sleep after? Nah, go and take a little study. Take a little study. Anybody can give me a little update on the Warriors score, boy? Give me a little update on that Warriors score, boy. That whole Warriors game just teach the Caribbean, but this was worth it. It was well worth it. 7. Let me make sure I'm minusing this thing properly. Take away 2. So this is 5 actually. So you are right. Thanks, bearing sequence. No, Warriors win. That game done and Warriors win already. Well, good. So why going to be 1? Why nobody getting my answers though? Why going to be 1? Colon state 1. Alright, so after this, I'm not going to do the matrices. After this, I'm going to stop. So I am really thinking, I'm making an executive decision here, guys. I'm making an executive decision. I have enough stuff online for you to go and revise it yourself, and you could pick and choose which topic you need to do, because there are so many people here picking different topics that they need to do. You could go and get the topics. No. I know some people thinking that leaves it in your whatever. Our real messages to answer to. I'll be answering messages on Instagram, not questions, just quick answer messages, because it's like hundreds of messages I have to answer. Quadratic equations thing, sequence, I have everything on that. Quadratic equations, I have everything on that. All you need to do, people, is search Kerwin Springer and the topic you want to see. What's the last thing somebody put? Sequence. Search Kerwin Springer sequence and you'll see everything. Oh gosh, my head blocking anything again. Search Kerwin Springer sequence and you would see everything you need to do on that. You want to search bearings, volume. The only thing I don't really have anything on, I have it on volume 2. You just need to find it in the big video. Everything, I have something on everything. So search it up. Right? Standard deviation, I have something on that as well. Right, so when you find that y is equal to 1 here, and everybody should know how to do the simultaneous equation, you substitute it in back here. So we'll have x minus 2 by 1 is equal to 1. So x minus 2 is equal to 1. So x would be equal to negative 1. This works out pretty simple. So I want you all to, I'm just going to go for the exam. I'm just going to talk about the exam a little bit and send you all off to different videos. This is important. And I will be praying for you all. This is important. Remember that the exam comes. And this will be quick. This won't take long. Are you squeezing 10 underneath there? The exam comes with 10 questions. The first 7 questions is section 1. The first 6 out of the 7 questions, this question is going to be arithmetic and consumer arithmetic. This question is going to be algebra. This question is going to be the construction question and maybe the coordinate geometry or something like that. These questions here will be a mixture of area, volume, coordinate geometry, statistics, and one other thing I'm missing. One other thing I could be missing here. Functions like inverse and stuff like that. So all that could fit in these middle questions. It could be in any other kind of way. And this question here is going to be the investigation question, or the sequences. What everybody talking about, sequences. Investigation question. It's going to be the sequences and stuff. 8, 9, and 10, everybody know that's going to be a functions, algebra, functions and graphs, relations, functions, algebra, graph. That's number 8. Number 9 is going to be circle geometry and trigonometry. And number 10 is going to be matrices and vectors and matrices. I have stuff on enlargement. Just search transformation. I have stuff on standard deviation. It's in the long video. The video that just search Cohen Springer 8 hours. You don't need to watch the whole video, obviously. 8 hours. In the comments, somebody put the timestamp where I did each thing, and you'll be able to see the standard deviation and the binary stuff. I have everything. I've been doing this a while now. Well, 90% of this stuff, all the good stuff. So you need to revise. I know I write this kind of scrappy, but I said everything there. You need to revise the key. Topics there that are giving you problems. Make sure you can do the easy stuff. Like if you are a really good student, revise the hard stuff that we are just going through. If you're struggling and you just want to pass and get it over with, go over the easy stuff. That's why I'm leaving this live, because me doing the hard stuff is not helping you. You need to go over the easy stuff, go over the functions and stuff, go over the construction, go over the algebra, go over the consumer arithmetic, go over these significant figures, scientific notation, go over those kind of things, right? Compound interest. Do you have anything on compound interest? To do compound interest, just use simple interest and do it twice. To do compound interest, use simple interest. Loic C. Paul, I see you writing it 3 times, 4 times. To do compound interest, do geo tomorrow, right? Yeah, we in that geo tomorrow. I had to learn geography. I had to go to sleep and then I had to wake up and learn geography whole day tomorrow. I'm frustrated much. Wish I knew what was coming. Must make it. Don't forget the geography tomorrow. Yeah, we inside that. Right? So you see, I'm doing all this talk and the views still staying at the same amount, which means people just using this live as an excuse to procrastinate. And you only need to go and check out these videos. Let's get them views. I'm actually asking for the views to go down now. Take up your book, take up your calculator, and go and do some other stuff. Go and look at the video. Go and look at videos with Instagram. I have Instagrams. I have 90% of this stuff. Go and check it out. Anyhow, full love, 100% respect for everybody who make it to this live. I mean, we did lots and lots of stuff. All over the place. We are shooting some wild shots too. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, it's not fully procrastinating. Because I'm giving you important information here. But some people actually don't need this information. What some people need to do is go and learn the earlier stuff. Run over your notes, run over your questions. And now starting to see the views going down. Earlier are going. I'll be answering one-line questions on Instagram. Not really about work, but just like if you have something important to ask something. But I wish you all the best. I wish like I could just be in the exam room and tell you. I really want you all to do well. So go and do well. Later. Hold it down, everybody from all the islands. Hold it down. Remember, if you don't get through this year, I will be having a course starting in June. So you'll see the advertisement for that. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. Those who encourage me to do this. I will be praying for you. All the best tomorrow. I hope CXE has mercy on your soul. Remember, ease off the anxiety. Let the anxiety be taken as excitement into your system, because you are going to do something big, so you're just excited about it. I've seen so much familiar names that I get to know almost as my own students, personal students. You all are my students, so all the best. Don't delete none of your profile. For sure, you can bet your bottom dollar I will be deleting the multiple choice videos, right? The multiple choice videos are going to go. So if you know you need to watch that now, go and watch that now, because as soon as 12 o'clock hit, as soon as the day for exam hit, you will no longer be able to access the multiple choice videos. I wish I could leave it up, but it's not within my power to do so. Alright, hold it down. Views going down. We are 900. Very good. Alright, later. It's so hard to say goodbye to you all. May my whatever brilliance I have in maths be transferred onto you all. I hope you all receive it. All the best.